We are in New York with Chris Crowley and Dr. Henry Lodge, authors of Younger Next Year for Women. How did you come together to create this book?
Chris came in to see me for a checkup, and he just retired and gotten a little bit older, and he saw himself going down this slide that we talk about in the book, down what you think is going to happen as you get older. You get slower, you get fatter, you get weaker, and Chris and I talked about how to change all that around, and Chris has been doing a remarkable job of taking care of himself, and as a result, he's a teenager of 71 today.
So your first book was geared toward men, and now this is geared toward women. So how did this come about?
Well, in two ways, really. First is that women bought the first book in droves. In fact, almost half the copies were bought by women. But biologically, the point is, this matters so much more for women. Both the upside and the downside are much larger for women than they are for men. The upside is that women are going to live remarkably long lives. I mean, the average woman in her mid-50s today is likely to hit 90. And the question really is, are you going to hit 90 well, or are you going to crawl there for the last 10 or 15 years?
It turns out that women have such a different attitude toward aging, and it's not what you think. You think that women were more worried about it, not a bit. Men get a little shaky, uneasy as they head towards 60 and retirement. They think, oh boy, what's going to happen next? Women, for a bunch of reasons, are having a surge of self-confidence.
Can you talk about the limbic brain a little bit?
The limbic brain, which is the emotional brain, it also runs big parts of our bodies. I mean, it is the reason why the mind-body connection actually affects our health. So the science of the last few years has been teasing out what happens physically in your brain and in your body when you're happy and when you're sad, when you're with people and when you're isolated. And the chemistry changes. The chemistry changes in your brain and the chemistry changes in your body. So all the studies about surviving breast cancer, about surviving heart attack, it all depends on having people around to help pull you forward, on caring about your life, on connecting. And women do that so well that our first thought was, well, you know, who are we as guys to be telling you guys, you know, that that's important? But the interesting thing is that women almost take for granted that they're going to be connected for their whole lives, and it's easy to outlive your social connections in America today.
What about younger people that seem to resist change and also not preparing for change, not preparing for retirement?
We have this wretched attitude toward aging in this country. You know, age is, it's pathetic and so on, but everybody wants to be young and whatnot. You have to focus on the fact that you're going to be what we've thought of as being old for a third of your life. If you just put that in the trash, a third of your life, you better make it pretty good, and you can. The basic notion, you know, everybody thinks there's going to be this gradual decay, as Harry says. You do a few things, and you can be on the same plateau, about the same woman or man, from the time you're 50 until you're in your 80s and beyond. You really can. And if you do a few more things, you can be functionally younger.
It's been such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. That was fun. We enjoyed it.
Well, this is a book designed to help women make the most of their postmenopausal years. Younger Next Year for Women should be read by women of all ages. Women who want to live longer, sexier, more passionate lives. Be sure and pick up a copy for yourself or the women in your life.
The point is that at any age, no matter how rotten shape you're in, you can grab your life and turn it around. But you've got to actually do it. So start early, but even if you didn't, start late.